The city of Belleville is located in southeastern Ontario and is ideally situated along the Macdonald-Cartier Freeway, more commonly known as Highway 401, between Toronto, Montreal, and Ottawa. Belleville is known as the Friendly City and serves as a hub for the Bay of Quinte region, servicing about 200,000 people with a population around 49,000. Belleville was established by United Empire Loyalists at the mouth of the Moira River in the Bay of Quinte, which is part of the Great Lakes system and has been in existence since 1789. The city is also the gateway to Prince Edward County, the second largest wine-growing region in the province and a booming tourist hotspot. However, newcomers to Belleville still face tough times, as many need to find employment to provide for themselves and their families when first arriving from whatever country they immigrated. This process usually takes a while, as significant challenges can present themselves and prevent the attainment of employment. These can include their credentials not being recognized from another country, their language skills not being sufficient enough, and past Canadian work experience may be needed to get the job. Citizenship and Immigration Canada's website has a tool to help people who are thinking of coming to Canada, or even people already living here now, to find employment in their fields of study. Orlando Farrow, the Executive Director of Quinte United Immigrant Services, has been working with the organization for 10 years, and he says that the need for newcomers in the workforce is significant.
The importance for new Canadians to the city and the economy in the city is that the expertise is there. Sometimes the expertise is not here. If you look to the university and local colleges, a lot of people, Canadians born and raised in Canada, they tend to go to the major urban centers, leaving sometimes gaps and shortage in the labor market. And those gaps and shortage are being fulfilled right now by newcomers. If you look at the health, even at the healthcare service providers, and if you go, let's give an example, long-term care for seniors. When you look to the labor force in those centers, 65% are newcomers. And we're not talking about Toronto here, we're talking about Belleville. We did this research before, and I was amazed to see the numbers. So it's very important to count on the newcomers as part of the economy, the local economy. It's essential, mostly now that Canada is in an aging population state. It's not growing as fast as it should. The services requirements are staggering, and only immigration at this point in time will be able to be the solution for the problem.
His statement rings true, as in a recent study by Statistics Canada on the labour force projections to 2031. It was published that if Canada were to admit no immigrants over the next 2 decades, the labour force would shrink in 2017 and would be reduced to 17.8 million by 2031. The study goes on to say that nearly 1 in 3 Canadians in the labour force by 2031 would be a member of a visible minority group, that 1 in 3 Canadians in the labour force would be immigrants, and that in Ontario 41% of workers would be foreign-born. We asked Mayor of Belleville, Neil Ellis, what his views were on the impact of newcomers in our community and our economy.
Well, when you look at twofold, you look at our community in general. Our population is in Canada, it hasn't been growing at the rates, and I think you look at we're going to be short of skilled workers. We're going to be a shrinking population. So in order to have any type of growth, back in the older days, families were huge, and you look, I come from a family of 6. Nowadays, I think probably the average is 2 children or less. So we have a shrinking population. We have a real skilled trade deficit that is hitting us hard, and is going to be shown when a lot of people retire over the next 4 or 5 years. So immigration is going to be able to not only sustain our population, is going to keep our economy going. And we here at the city are really involved with economic development, and we see that when we go to manufacturers, that there's a lot of skilled trades that we're not being able to fill. And I think with the diversity of our economy and immigration, we can fill it through there.
He says that organizations like Quinte United Immigrant Services have been commended for helping newcomers to integrate into our community so seamlessly.
Quiz, again, there's been so many graduations that Quiz that we've attended, and being a partner with Quiz in our community is basically the first step when immigration and people come to our area. Some of it's language barrier, and they can enroll in Quiz and look at learning English as a second language, and as we all know, English is a challenging language to learn. And just with them being able to socialize into our community, and a lot from different countries have a different way of doing things. So to be able to have a backstop of Quiz to get into an organization or participate in their programs makes it a little easier for them to make Belleville their home.
The organization provides a number of opportunities for newcomers, and this year had a suit drive to help them dress for success. People needing a suit for whatever reason could come to Quiz and pick one free of cost. Kat Fisher, a settlement services worker at Quinte United Immigrant Services, tells us more.
We had suits donated from Moore's Clothing for Men, which were donated by the community at large. People who brought in suits were able to get a 50% discount when buying a new suit there, so they would donate their suits. We picked them up from Moore's, we brought them here to Quiz, and we were able to give them away to our clients for free and suit them up for any new employment experiences they might have, so that was pretty exciting.
Kwame is from France, and he attended the suit drive and says everyone is thankful for the organization's help.
I think it's sort of help to help out newcomers to maybe, like, if they have to go for maybe an interview or searching for a job, and they have to meet somebody or to work, maybe not just for an interview, maybe to work on their resume or stuff like that.
He tells us about the job he had back in his home country.
Actually, I was working as a legal expert in a law firm in Paris before I moved here to Canada.
Kwame has taken courses since coming to Canada and says he would like to find a job in his new field of study.
Yes, my hope is to get a job within the government, the federal government. Something maybe in like when I came here, I took a course. I took border services courses, and so I'm a graduate from that program. So getting something from that field will be good, but I'm open to everything, every position that comes up. So.
Barbara Dick is an ESL, or English as a Second Language instructor, at Loyola School of Adult and Continuing Education, and says that suits are a real confidence builder for newcomers.
Oh yeah, the suit drive is very popular and very important. Some of my higher level students do need the suits to get that first job. A suit is a big outlay of money, and if you don't go looking good, you really don't make it to the short list. So it's a real leg up to provide them with a good suit.
Next we meet Luisa Sorrentino, who came to Canada from Italy 4 years ago and was able to find work at Loyalist College. She says the Quinte region has felt like the second home for her since she arrived.
Oh, it's been very, very, very nice and helpful. I was able to find a job at the local college, Loyalist College here in Belleville, and right like few months after I was allowed to work here in Canada, and my credentials were evaluated and accepted as valid here, and I was able to show and to prove what I was able and skilled to do in a very short time without further delay.
Luisa says what she's doing now will help her get into her preferred area of interest.
I have a master's degree in international politics, and I am interested in no-profit organization. What I do here, I work for Loyalist College in promoting an international program that is globally recognized. So I do feel that I'm definitely working towards where I want to go, which is fantastic, because not many people get the privilege to make money to do what they love. So I'm I'm definitely happy with this.
She goes on to say that the community here in Quinte really helped her adjust to life in Canada.
As an Italian in our community, I also had the blessing of having a lot of Italian people that I have met through different groups, and one of them being the Italian Club of the Quinte area. I also am a volunteer for my church, St. Joseph Church here in Belleville, where I also found a wonderful sense of belonging to a community, and that really helped me a lot through the process of integration.
Finally, she tells us what she misses most about her home country.
The food. Definitely the food. Well, my family, of course, but other than that, I think I am able to find a lot of what means a lot to me, a lot of what's important for me here. And I think I can find places that sell Italian food as well, so it's not too bad.
Every year, Canadian employers hire thousands of foreign workers to fill immediate skills and labor shortages in the country. In 2008, the number of temporary residents in Ontario alone was 240,264. That was 40.8% of all temporary residents in Canada. Of the temporary residents, 91,267 were foreign workers. A number of farms in the area hire temporary foreign workers through the Seasonal Agricultural Worker Program. Campbell's Orchards is one of the farms participating in the program. We were able to take a trip out to Prince Edward County and talk with Colin Campbell, the owner of the orchard, to find out more about the farm and the temporary foreign workers that he employs.
Well, it's been a family business since 1969 when we moved here. We lived up the road before that. It was my dad's retirement dream. He didn't get to attain that dream because he came to an untimely end in a plane crash in '79 when I was in a third-year university. And so I've literally been running it. I was able to finish university, and we had some excellent people working for us that took over as I went back to school. And but I still had to grow and do everything completely by myself since 1979 when I was 20 years old. And now I'm 52, so you can do the math. And you know, it's been good. It's all we do. We don't have any off-farm jobs. We're 100% here, which I think